All right, everybody, my name is Bob. I joined Stanford University in 2010, and I came on board as a desktop support technician. I came into a small team where we had BigFix internally. It was actually a shared responsibility to patch our clients. Stanford's a huge distributed environment. The group I worked for had a few contracted clients across the university. There's 6 or 7 techs in the group. So I come in doing desktop support, and after being there for about 6 months or so, they asked me to take my rotation patching our clients. So everybody was happy to give up the BigFix responsibility and give it to me. It was supposed to be a temporary rotation. One of the folks on the team handed me the instruction manual that he printed out. When he became a console operator, it was like that thick. I have not read it yet. I will say, Stanford, let's see, we brought Stanford brought this in BigFix in like 2006, 2007-ish, as I understand it. We brought it in as a security remediation tool for Code Red or Blaster or one of the worm-like pieces of malware that was floating around at the time. It hit Stanford really bad. We learned a few things. Departmental firewall is key. But being able to have some method for patching endpoints was of prime importance. So we brought BigFix in and started patching right away. But I come in and I'm patching just a few machines for a few clients, starting to get used to the interface. And I immediately see how powerful it is, how much capability we have here. So since that point, we started using BigFix for more device compliance activities. We have a lot of homegrown applications that are built to support this. But in my time here, BigFix became more or less mandatory for endpoints just to get onto our network. There are exceptions to that rule, as there always are, but BigFix is pretty heavy in my environment. 75,000 plus endpoints, mostly Mac and PC. So it's been a great tool. We get to do a lot of amazing stuff. I'm one of the few master operators for Stanford. I do all the endpoint patching once a month. And in fact, right now I'm training up some new folks to be able to do that with me, so I can maybe go on vacation one day. It's been a great tool. There's a lot of things I can talk about. In fact, I could sit here for probably another hour and talk about some of the cool stuff we've done. But I think one of the things that just came up most recently, I think is probably the most relevant to talk about. We are always taking a look at new software, new techniques, new capabilities around Stanford. And the question is right now, it should be, is BigFix the right tool for us today, and will it be the right tool for us in the future? So, starting to talk about that a little bit. And I had a very unique opportunity in that space here just recently. One of the directors who is involved in this effort, who now happens to be my boss and director, we had a patch go sideways last week. There's an application we have installed on 20,000 plus machines. I won't talk about the name of the application, but it's pretty common. They had a CVE issued recently for a security vulnerability. We were hoping the auto update of that application would do its job, and about a month later, it had not. It was very clear. So I was asked to go ahead and deploy this content to bring everybody up to a non-vulnerable level. Easy peasy. The installer was an MSI for Windows, .pkg for Mac. Mac was really smooth. Windows went a little bit sideways. Now I had some advantages here. I followed all the change request procedures, so we had, I had my back covered that way. We had testing done on this package by thousands of machines, thousands of endpoints across a couple of different technicians throughout the university. So it was known good, but some reports started coming in late. And it was Friday afternoon. The service owner of this particular application starts pulling fire alarms. I start investigating. Saturday morning, the CIO is informed, and now I really begin investigating. So what I had here was one desktop support technician and an IT engineer working with me on the weekend. We had no information on the failure, but I had the CIO asking questions, my director asking questions, and what I had was very little in the way of answers, but I did have BigFix. I did have the tools that I needed to go through and start to identify the situation, identify the failures, and start pulling an analysis together. Over the course of the evening, this analysis got a little bit bigger, but it was very targeted. We were looking at a few specific components of Windows, some registry keys, a few things. And yeah, I mean, for me, that was a whole lot of fun. I actually enjoyed some of that stuff. But the thing that I thought was cool, I think it was Saturday night or Sunday morning, the director comes in, he's asking me some questions. Boy, and I pointed to the analysis right here. I got this huge screen in my office, and he comes by and he's looking at this, all this stuff. And every time he asks me a question, what about the file association? Yeah, it's right here, I can see this and this. What about versions? Well, it's right here and it doesn't line up. I had everything based on this custom property that we were interested in looking at. So the director, again, this person who is also has a large responsibility in evaluating BigFix and other alternatives, is now seeing this for what I believe to be one of his first times of seeing this power, this capability that I have to reach out across the university, get the information, and have this problem mostly solved by Monday morning. We had a really good idea what was going on and what we needed to do. I am really proud because my team beat the vendor to the solution, and in fact, I beat them to resolution. So we are a very happy team, very proud team, but now I have some really good, not evidence, this is just really good experience that the director has with my capabilities in this product. And given that we are such a decentralized location and we do have compliance mandates for BigFix in some cases, BigFix at Stanford is still, it's still something I have to sell. It's still a service that has a reputation, and it's something that we take very seriously. So my worry, with this patch is it went sideways. Does that make BigFix look bad? Does that make me look bad? I don't think that is in any way the case. We have a couple of console operators that were able to feed back information to those involved, those with direct experience, to show that, yeah, this was great, everything was solid, there was another problem here. But it gave me an excellent opportunity to reach out to the BigFix operators across Stanford, talk about the problem, reach out about the solution, solicit testers, and just get feedback. That directly helped me make a better fix and a better analysis. It also helped, raise up from the client side, in my case, their clients, through their management chain, what had happened, and they, the managers already know at that level what we've been able to do to identify and solve the problem. So it gives, I think in that sense, it really gives BigFix and my group higher visibility and more, in the future, more capabilities, but it's just an additional method of outreach. Things are going to go sideways sometimes, but being able to show how we can get up, how we can use these tools, be effective, and involve the community in it, I think has a lot to do with why we're successful. It's one of the things I love about BigFix, and one of the things I love about BigFix at Stanford.